but know that if you have questions that you'd rather take offline, we're happy to answer those as well. All right, we've got that up on the screen. So we're going to start with just a few introductions first, so we know who's on the line. My name is Tamara Lowney. I'm the president of Itasca Economic Development. And today we're going to have our Engage session around Thrive Up North, which is a recruitment initiative that IADC has been a part of for the last 3 years now. There are several partners on the phone with us today, as well as folks that work with us on the marketing efforts. And I really think it'd be great for you to know who they are, especially Kayla. I want Kayla to take a second to introduce herself because she is the point of contact for the new program that we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Kayla Swanson and I work at Itasca Economic Development Corporation. I am doing kind of the behind the scenes work for Thrive Up North, whether that's the incentives program that you hear about today or the media coverage with Jordan Weiss, as well as kind of the middleman with our media company, Cliff Ward with Orange 142. So I can put my contact information in the chat so that you guys will always have that. And from there, I'll just give back to Tamara.
Great. Thank you, Kayla. As noted before, we have Brian Bissonette. I believe I can't see everyone now. My screen's changed here. I see Cassie and Kate and other members of our task force. So thank you so much for joining us and continuing to support the effort, as well as Amanda from our team here at IADC. Again, the person you're going to want to know is Kayla. She's going to be receiving applicants, you know, sending you back questions and any communication you might have will go through Kayla as we move forward. So why don't we go ahead and jump in? Thrive Up North is the initiative that we came up a couple of years ago to really sell our story about Itasca County. So we went to partners, both public and private. So there's partners such as the city of Grand Rapids and Itasca County, as well as private partners throughout this initiative. And we're going to start with one of the stories that really represents this whole initiative and what we're trying to accomplish. Go ahead, Kayla.
What's going on, guys?
Please don't throw up on TV.
You guys can sit around. Oh, let's watch this. Okay.
I'm Vivi.
I'm Missy, and this is Vienna.
I'm Ronnie.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Vea, and this is Ragnar.
And we're the Ericksons.
My favorite thing to do is play outside and play hockey and softball. I like to
take care of your brother and sister.
Yeah. I like to take care of my brother and sister.
The thing I like most about Greenway is the small town feel and how everybody knows you and everybody's friendly at the schools. Me and my friends like to go to the park and hang out at the park and go down to the gas station and then go hang out at the beach. The gas station. I like the gas station because it has bubbler.
I think the Greenway School District has just a homey feel, a lot of pride. My kids are a third generation student at Greenway.
The small class sizes are wonderful.
You know, having been from here, grew up in Coleraine, you just appreciated the childhood memories, the small town feel, everyone looking out for one another. You know, after graduating high school, college, really had no intentions to kind of stay in the area, but now that you have a family of 5 kids, I can't think of a better place to raise your family.
As a resident, I couldn't imagine my family in any other area. Where we live, we're right across from the school, like we're right next to the library, we're right across from the beach, and everybody knows everybody, so I feel safe. And when my kids are outside playing, like everybody's watching out for them. I don't know, I really value that. Coming from the cities, like I don't even think I knew my neighbor's name. As a mom, you really want to know your kids' friends. You really want to be involved with your kids and their life and who they're hanging out with, and you really get that from Coleraine. Like, the community is hands down like the best. They're so supportive. I don't know, everybody's so kind. I would recommend living on the range because of the community, hands down.
Well, there's a lot of diversity in the Itasca County area as far as, you know, arts, a strong tradition of athletic programs with the various high schools. You know, there's breweries that are popping up. You still have that downtown feel. So I think there's just a wide variety of things to do for all seasons.
Coleraine offers different restaurants, library, schools, playgrounds, the beach, you know, so much, all within a 4-block radius. It's every mom's dream.
Being in this type of community, when people are going through a tough time, they kind of come together, and that's tough to find. But that's just the way this community is. That's the foundation that it was built upon, and you know, having that, whether or not you are from this area, just recently moved to this area, people come together, and you know, I think it's that mentality that you just can't find, and we're blessed and fortunate enough to be a part of that.
So you just met the Erickson family. The Erickson family is from Coleraine, and as you can see, they are really invested in the community there, and I'm excited to be a part of our efforts. It was truly a journey as we went through many of the different families that we've been speaking to, so we could really represent people from in Grand Rapids and Coleraine and other parts of Itasca County, various positions. So for example, the positions of this family include a banking position as well as a position at a manufacturer. We have retail folks, we have people in healthcare, we have people that are working up in their own facilities. So it really has been a great way to tell the story of a lot of different folks within our community. Go ahead, Kayla. So as we were working through this process, we wanted to represent the process of the employers that were really in need. And so when we started this effort, some of our greatest need really resided within healthcare, as well as in manufacturing. And so you can see that they're among the first people that were at the table with us, along with the cities and counties, to say, we really want to take this effort forward and make a big difference. And then of course we were able to reach out and gain a partnership with Paul Bunyan, which has just been phenomenal for us, because Brian and the team at Paul Bunyan, Brian brings his knowledge and experience of marketing to the table, as well as this great partnership and showing our videos and story on the Paul Bunyan channel. So it's really been a great partnership for us to have people within these different organizations come, because they're not just sending us anyone, they're sending us people that are working within their HR and marketing departments, which has really helped us, because all the efforts that you're going to hear about today are driven by a voluntary committee. This is not a paid position. All of the funding that we've raised go directly towards our programming. So we have done a lot of work to be able to drive this program. We've been able to raise funds from our partners. We have an additional grant that we were awarded from Paul Bunyan this year. And then very recently, we were awarded another $20,000 from IRRR. And IRRR is the Iron Range Resource and Rehabilitation Center here located in our region. So these funds, as well as the partnership with the Grand Rapids Chamber and the other partners, have really allowed us to do what we're about to do this year, which is launch Luring You to Itasca County. The Thrive communities that we have really go across the board. We're trying to invest in incentives, which you're going to hear about today. We have collateral and products that you can use to attract workforce to the area. And we really select requirements from across those applicants to put some award packages into place. So we have ordered and we have now in stock minnow lures, so that we'll have the Thrive Up North logo on them. We also have a cooler that you can see here below. And then we have gift certificates from our meat processing plants here locally, as well as gift certificates that we are including from our local brew pubs. So what are we up to? We are really working hard to put together an incentive program. So if this is a new concept to you, I encourage you to go online and research, as there are lots of communities across the nation that are trying to come up with incentive packages to lure workforce to their areas. Bemidji is an example of that. Bemidji has, what is it, 218 Relocate that comes, and it's directed towards remote workers. Obviously, Paul Bunyan is really vested in that because people are coming from other areas to work remotely from Bemidji. With our efforts in Itasca County and our workforce needs, we didn't want to go and aim our marketing at remote workers. We welcome them as a part of this work, but we're really looking for people that are ready to pick up and move to our area, that want to work at the jobs that are actually here in person. What we love about remote workers is oftentimes that's the trailing spouse challenge that we answer to the trailing spouse issue that we often have. So if someone comes in to be a school teacher, or someone comes in to be a healthcare worker and their spouse is looking for employment, oftentimes being a remote worker can overcome that challenge and allow them to make that move even quicker. So for us at Itasca County, we did a lot of research across the nation looking at these other incentive programs, and we came up with our own. Luring You to Itasca County started effective June 1st, and this will be our first 6-month pilot program. We have over $40,000 committed to this. So on our first run at this program, we're going to be able to assist more than 20 families or units of household. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment and what I mean, coming into our area. So what is it? What's in your tackle box? So when you enroll in Luring You to Itasca County as an applicant, if you are awarded, you will receive $2,000 in cash incentive. You'll get a $50 gift card to Rapid Brewing or Clock How Brewing here in Grand Rapids. You'll get a $50 local meat shop gift certificate. You saw the names on the slide before. I believe we have Tykes Meats, Four Seasons, and S&S Meats that are all provided in there. We also have that Thrive Up North branded cooler, that 20-quart cooler that we have, that will be a great place to put that meat when you get that from there. Or maybe you have a growler from one of those Rapid Brewing or the Clock House that you brought home with you. So that's what you're going to get if you are awarded this program. So how do you become an applicant, and how can you get awarded this really awesome opportunity? So to be an applicant for Luring You, we really want you to be coming from outside of our region. We're not trying to poach workforce from Hibbing. We're not trying to bring people up here from, get them to move from Hill City to Grand Rapids. We're trying to attract people from outside of our area. So we are really thoughtful about the distance that we used. We chose 75 miles because we felt like that would give us an opportunity to bring people from Duluth inland, maybe from Bemidji a little bit if they're coming from the other side, and certainly from our biggest target area, as you probably guessed, is the metro. So we're looking to attract people from more than 75 miles away. They have to have proof of residence. It doesn't mean they have to purchase a home. It can be their rental agreement. It can come directly from their landlord, but it has to show that they're living in Itasca County. They have to have proof of this new residence here in our community. And we also included neighboring communities. So let's say, for example, you want to work in Itasca County, but you want to live in Hill City or Reamer. Maybe you're going to live in Hibbing or North Home. As long as your place of employment is within Itasca County, then you can apply for this program. We did that because many of us, myself included, does not live in Itasca County, but I work here. And that's the driving factor, is we're trying to recruit workers to Itasca County. We're okay if you live a little bit outside of it. You have to be 21 years or older to apply. You have to possess U.S. citizenship. And that is one of the areas that we'll be looking at in the future to consider if there are other options around people that are able to work in the US. So it's one of the considerations we'll be looking as we move further down the road. Many of these qualifiers came directly from other programs. So we tried to model ourselves off of what other communities are doing. But that's, again, the reason we call this a pilot program, is that hopefully down the road, we'll be able to amend and sort of be flexible and nimble to the needs of the folks that are coming through as applicants. You have to apply before you move. So you can't have already arrived in Itasca County and then suddenly applies for Thrive. This has to be something that's motivating that employee to come to our area. And there's just one household or one application per household. So you can't have yourself and your boyfriend coming up together and then having two separate applications. It really is only one per household. So as I said, right now we have 20 slots available. There's a good possibility that we could have a couple of more slots that we'll be able to put out there if these ones do fill up. We expect the process to be about 45 days to go through the verification steps. We do that for a few reasons, and I'm assuming most of you on the call today are employers. We want there to be some skin in the game for these employees. We've really, as a group, had a lot of dialogue around, do we go longer than 45 days to ensure they're staying in the area? But we felt that with proof of residence coming in, that would be really an indicator that they're probably not going to pick up and move and then pick up and move immediately again if they've had to put down a deposit and do some of those other things. So they have to have that proof of residence. They'll have to have that proof of full-time employment here in Itasca County. And this is a key piece as well. When we talk about full-time employment, we will be leaning on the employer to communicate that to us. And this came directly from our healthcare partners that sometimes have full-time employees, but they might only work at 3/4 status based on what that full-time employee definition is to that employer. Now, it's not going to be an opportunity for an employer to come in and say, we have them working for 2 days a week, but they're technically full-time. Obviously, we're going to be looking through and evaluating these and also using our resources within industry to help us, say, yes, that is indeed, it's, they're working 4 days a week for this employer that is considered full-time. So we want to make sure that we have allowances. And again, that's why there's 45 days allowed for us to do some research. The good news is we're such a small community, we'll be able to verify a lot of this information fairly quickly with the partners throughout and the employers. And many of these employers, we imagine that we'll already have existing relationships with. I can tell you that as of today, we already have, is it 2 applicants, Kayla? 2 applicants for our funds. So things are already out there. People are getting to know this. And we really want to share with everyone within our community. This is not specific to healthcare and manufacturing. You heard me say earlier that those were our initial targets, and they were, and they continue to be important jobs within our community, but we want this to be available for any position that is full-time. If you are trying to attract, let's say, for example, you're trying to attract a daycare worker to Itasca County, I'm the first person to tell you that we are in desperate need of daycare workers. And if this is what it takes to get someone over the finish line and they come to work for you here full-time, then they are definitely an applicant that could be putting in their application with this program. Kayla? So as you can see, here's our timeline. We've been marketing for a little while now. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning with our webpage. So everything is online. You can bet that this program application window will go through the course of the rest of this year. We'll keep that window open until we run out of funds. So we'd love to run out of funds in the first month. We think this is a great idea because we can go back out to partners and say, look, this is driving movement and getting workforce to move to our area. So just know that even if those first dollars go out the door, or we have those 20 applications right away, we will be looking for other opportunities to support more people coming through the program. So what do you have to do to apply for this opportunity? So the first thing to know is if you are on this call and you are an employer, you can reach out to Kayla and she will send you this packet of information. So I'm going to go through this information, but it's really easy. You should have seen her email address in the chat already, or you can reach out to our office through our website and we'll get you a packet of information. And you can take that packet and fire it off to that employee that you're recruiting with the other information that you have. So they have to complete and submit the Luring You to Itasca application online. There are 3 selections: the basic applicant information, eligibility and documentation, and obviously submit. We will review that application and we'll be verifying the documentation. So again, you provide a utility bill, or you provide a letter from your employer that says you're employed. We're going to pick up the phone and call your employer and verify that that's accurate. And that will take a little bit of time. And so that information will be brought back to our committee at Thrive Up North, and our committee will review it and ensure that all the applicants' information is correct. And then we'll be notifying you through an award letter And if you are denied, you'll also receive a denial email. So all the correspondence will come through email. Once the award is made, we'll also obviously do a physical letter in the mail with the information on how to get the award. So awarded applicants should come in and sign their acceptance form and pick up their incentives package at our office. Obviously, that's because we have some pretty big items. You have to come in and get your cooler and your gift cards and that check. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about it. We want to celebrate these applicants. So, applicants that are willing to share their story with us could be future stories for Thrive Up North, but that's certainly not a requirement. So I'm sure there are families out there that are like, this is great. We're really excited to have this opportunity, but that's about as far as it goes. And others that will be willing to share their story with us. And I think that's really what we're looking for too, because it'll help us continue to build our brand and reach more people and let them know what a great opportunity this is. And then we have another video here from the Ericksons. Go ahead, Kayla.
Kind of funny. We went on a blind date. I came up, I met him, and we went on a double date with his cousin.
I had nothing going on that day. All my friends were out of town. I was kind of hungry, so.
The rest is history. I've worked at Affinity Plus for over 10 years. Like, I couldn't imagine working anywhere else.
As a spouse and witnessing and observing what Affinity Plus, it's a real cool place to work and family focused.
Very family focused.
I work at MDI. I'm an operations manager at the Cohasset facility and also the head softball coach at Itasca Community College. MDI is a great place to work. What I value the most is the relationships and people I work with. You have that homey feel here as we have Vienna joining us. But really enjoy the people I work with and enjoy the coaching component at Itasca Community College, the softball, and kind of having the fix of both worlds. I attended Itasca Community College, and I really enjoyed my time at ICC. And there, I was Kyle, where I truly felt the faculty and the staff were there to support me, to help me. After that, I went to a large university, and I just felt like a student ID number. There wasn't anyone really looking out for you or trying to help you succeed. The 6 years that I went to college, there's no doubt that Itasca Community College was the best experience of it all. So I knew that having lived it and experienced it, that I could sell it for softball recruits and stand behind that. The mantra is the best place to start, which truly is the case, but I think it's one of the best places to work as well. And then getting the competitive fix, coaching college softball games, it's the best of both worlds. And fortunately, I have a supportive and loving wife that allows me to kind of experience that as well as a coach.
I make lunches for the team and
also team dinners.
Team dinners. They're really involved in our family. With 5 kids, they bring happiness to our kids. The kids, they look forward to the team coming over. They look forward to helping out, getting a production line for lunches, because they know how important coaching is to Dad.
I think, the touch of having homemade lunches versus going to a fast food joint to eat, and just kind of reinforces the way that this community is a family a community, and we got softball players coming from the Twin Cities area, and that's the first thing that really jumps out to them is this is like a second family. Right. To them.
So not only do I have a family of 7, but I also have a family of 13, and I have to keep all my ducks in my pond because I care about everybody. Everybody has to be fed.
After graduating high school, college, really had no intentions to kind of stay in the area, but now that you have a family of 5 kids, I can't think of a better place to raise your family, just based on the same feel that I had growing up here.
Perfect. So Kayla, will you can pull the PowerPoint down so I can see everybody's faces. That'd be great. So overall, the program is really focused on being user friendly. As an employer, we want you to be able to get the packet from Kayla, use it as just a part of the other information you're sending to potential employees and trying to attract them to the area. We really want to be a good partner here. And again, pilot program, if you see bumps that you wish weren't there or things that are making it hard for you or hard for your employees to participate, we want to know, we want to be aware of those challenges so we can address those. But right now, I guess I would leave the door open for questions from anyone that might have those.
Hi, this is Angie. I have a couple of questions. Or deny, like if somebody applies and they're denied, do they have the ability to reapply depending on the reason for denial?
Yes, I think, as I said, this is a pilot program, so we'll probably be having conversations with them through the process. So if there's a glaring reason that they wouldn't be accepted to the program, we would be talking to them about that. We wouldn't just send a letter of denial. It would be a conversation. I think Kayla was really trying to hit heavy on the points of, communication will be there if this isn't effective, if it's not working, but we would certainly pick up the phone and call if we feel like there's a questionable piece of information. It might not make you applicable. We'd have that conversation so they would know why they weren't accepted to the program. Any other questions, Angie? Oh, go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a question. I don't know if Kayla, you can send out like the marketing materials so all of us could share it on, making sure people are aware of the program, help spread the word. And if it's possible, have them do a TV commercial. We certainly can run that. And ironically, yeah, it's not for the people obviously who live here and are going to see the commercial, but 218 Relocate, at least probably 5 or 6 of the people have mentioned that the TV ad is where they found out about it from somebody else. So people here will hear about it and tell their friends, hey, you can get $2,000 if you move to Itasca County, that sort of a thing. So if you could have them put together a commercial, we'd run it for free. And if not, I mean, we can always have Pinnacle, the folks who do the commercials for us, put one together. So I think that's just another free avenue, but all of us could probably share the stuff on our Facebook page or social media or wherever to help spread the word.
Oh, that's a great idea, Brian. Thank you. We'd love to do that. I think Cliff has helped us with that in the past. He's pretty talented. I'm going to butter him up really good here. Can you tell?
And the best thing to do is if you send it out to everybody and just give the recommended wording. I have a lot of people that do that for us. And so that just is easy and makes it, cut and paste. And then the messaging is consistent as well.
Right. That's a great idea, Brian.
What I was thinking, and not a lot of butter needed, but Tamara and Kayla, we can work together and basically we could put together a partner toolkit that can just live online, and we can link over to it, which could have any of the print materials, the video assets, banner ads, if they want to be able to put those on the site, what the link needs to be, and that kind of stuff, and just make it as easy as possible for them to pick up what they need and place it in their appropriate places.
Perfect. That's a great idea, Cliff. I do want to add something too. Part of the reason we have that denial email piece in there is because when we did our first promotion of the giveaway of a cooler, we had a very high number of trolls that came through. So we haven't seen trolls in the actual application yet. And I'm guessing that people are trolling for rewards like the one we posted all the time, looking for prizes, right? So that was part of the reason we want to have that in there, because we are anticipating that there's likely to be some fake applications. I don't know, Brian, did you have many fake applicants or trolls when you guys are going through this, or are you familiar with that?
I can't say I'm too familiar, but I know we've dealt with it on Facebook. When we've done giveaways on Facebook, we pretty much have stopped because of the trolling, unfortunately, and the Facebook comments and all of that. It was pretty successful for us for years, but just recently it's gotten out of hand where, you know, then they're phishing the people who've also commented to win the prizes. And so we've kind of stopped doing any Facebook giveaways, but I'm not familiar if 218 Relocate has had that that problem. But yeah, with the, I think the way that you're handling it will weed them out. There's nothing you can do really to stop them, but.
No. Angie, did you have another question? I thought you said you might have a couple.
Well, and I don't know, and this is my first meeting, so I apologize, like having lack of awareness or knowledge, but for just thinking like, should it become more competitive? Like hopefully, right? Like hopefully that they're all used. What's the protocol, or what are some of the things that might cause an applicant to then be awarded as opposed to somebody else? You know, for example, contributing businesses, are they going to get preference over businesses that didn't contribute, or they're not a part of Thrive Up North, or are there certain positions or certain like other criteria that's going to?
So to answer that
somebody
question, we have not set up a criteria for priority by people that are participating. We've really put this out as a first come, first serve basis. So it will be based on application timing and meeting the criteria that's in place. One of the things, and that's part of the reason we really want to get it out, not because I don't want the employers to that are participating with us to have a you know, an advantage, because they certainly do. Many of them have been aware of this program now for the past probably 4 months as we've developed it. So they're one of our first 2 applicants is one of our partners, and actually not one of our partners, one of our funding partners at IADC. So we want the word to get out, so it doesn't just, you know, it doesn't just end up landing with the partners. We want the word to get much further than them, the reach to go out. So we can, quite honestly, our hope is as a group is to grow the number of partners we have so we can have more funds available to keep building the program up. But that's a good question. We had intended to go first come, first serve, and people that meet the criteria.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And we do hope to go, KAXE has been a great partner, community radio up here, to get the word out to our employers. But I really encourage all of you, if you know of another employer that should be aware of this, we're using our mailing lists here at SBDC, a lot of partners. We're going to be using the Herald and other examples. But oftentimes, as you guys know only too well, that's one of the hardest challenges, getting the word out to employers so they even know they have this tool in their toolkit. Any other questions out there? Well, we have no intention of keeping you longer than need be. Again, Kayla is your gal. She's phenomenal. She can help you with marketing. She can help you get the information you need. We welcome more comments and advice on where to put these ads and promotions and ways to get the word out. I think we'll probably use our partners at the chamber as well. So just know that this is open for every position as long as it meets the criteria, and share away. We're looking forward to your applicants. Thank you for coming today.